Rawr, rawr.
I'm so happy, happy-go-lucky me. I just go my way, living every day. I don't
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Greetings, schools, and welcome to another episode of the Hobbesy Horror Screencast Bros, where I, the titular Hobbesy, and RJ, the titular bro, will traipse over the horror film du jour. RJ, how you doing today, bud?
Oh, doing pretty good so far.
So far.
So far.
I hope I'm doing better by the end of this. I think I've got these hiccups under control. I think the dog is settled. I think we're good to go. Uh, for those who don't know, we here at Hobbesy Horror are going to spoil a movie by going over a movie relatively as well as we can from memory and what information we have on hand. And today's film is going to be 1998's The Faculty, starring Josh Hartnett and Elijah Wood, among others. RJ, what is your familiarity with the film?
It's a great 90s film.
It is a great 90s
And
film.
I do say great loosely because it was a 90s film.
Oop, you just got really loud there. You say great loosely because you're in because
Be- because it's a 90s film.
what do you have against 90s films?
I don't have anything against 90s films. Sometimes I just think we think movies from our childhood are really, 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 really good. But then sometimes when you look back at them, like, I don't know, Jeepers Creepers, we're like, was it really that good?
Fair enough. So as opposed to just being good in the eye of nostalgia,
Yeah, like
uh,
I don't know how what the I can't think of the word. I'm trying cannot think of the word. Anyways,
well,
I don't know how good like it's not rewatchability, but like how it does over time. I can't think of that word. But anyways, like I don't know how it was good for when it came out, but is it still good like 10, 5, 10, 15 years later kind of thing?
does it hold up?
Yes, there we go. That's yeah. Words, heart.
Words, yeah. uh, I will say you had asked me a few times during if the CG was better than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and I kept saying yes, but I will admit here now, speaking, that it is some very cheesy CG going on there. But
Again, classic 90s film.
I was gonna say, but it was the '90s. They did good with what they had, but yes, it was cheesy in a lot of ways. Um, I'm trying to think of the first time I saw this movie versus the last time I saw this movie. And I honestly can't recall the when or how of either up until this recent watch.
I think I watched it when it came out on HBO.
So,
Way back in the day. I think that was how I watched it. And then whenever the Halloween, time comes around and they do like the Halloween, like certain channels do like their Halloween series marathon, whatever you want to call it. I think that those are the only times I really watch the movie is when it's on there.
mhm.
I think the last time I watched it was like on an AMC Halloween Fest or whatever they call it.
I see. I'm wondering if this was like a video news VHS rental or a DVD rental, or if this was a thing that I caught on like Sci-Fi or USA or any other particular program, network, whatever.
Well,
And
here's
I can't pull it.
here's one of my teaching moments. So kids, there's these stores. One was called Blockbuster, one was called Hollywood Video. You go there and you can rent DVDs or, dare I say, VHSs. Netflix even had this at one point too. Continue.
Okay. Uh,
I gotta get my teaching points in there,
yeah.
If it's not for me, kids will not know of these blockbusters and VHS tapes and
Right.
so on and so forth.
Uh, yeah. So the video stores and the VHSs and all that good stuff. But yeah, I this was probably a rental, and it was probably like my uncle rented it or something, and I watched it with him.
I was
Um,
gonna say anything before the year 2000 was most likely a rental, and that was the first time seeing it.
right, right. Uh, yeah, but I mean, there's regardless of not having memory of the when and how, there was some familiarity there, but it was almost kind of a fresh watch for me at this point, I think. Um, and what a watch it was. I would say it holds up, definitely. I enjoyed it. The dialogue's not overblown. Um, it is aggressively 90s. It starts off with the Offspring right off the rip. Um,
Well, no, no, hold on.
hold
You're
on, hold
getting
on, hold
ahead
on.
of yourself
What?
here. Starts off with Miramax.
Okay.
And
Yes.
it starts off with what was
Miramax
the next one?
Dimension Films,
Dimension Films. Then it goes Offspring. You're
aggressive
hitting
Offspring.
all the 90s Infinity Stones here.
Right. Fair. Okay. Uh, we're not even into the film yet, but we're talking about the film there. Um, but yes, it is aggressively 90s, and it's so good. So good. Uh, I don't know that anything was particularly cheesy in this film aside from the oh shit, RJ, help me out. My brain just stopped. The CG.
I was gonna say, like, I could think of one cheesy scene, and it's probably gonna go down as my favorite scene of the whole movie.
I look forward to going over this. Um, but yeah. With that, I we can go ahead. Do you have anything else to add on top of that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nothing comes to mind. Let's put it that way.
That's fair. Yeah, we can go ahead and hop into the production notes. I think I can pronounce everybody's names this week. I
We'll find out.
I did research beforehand. Directed by Robert Rodriguez of just coming off of From Dusk Till Dawn. There we go. Uh,
He did that movie?
yes, he did.
Tarantino didn't do that movie? I know he played in it.
Tarantino wrote it.
Maybe that's why. That okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
my
wrote it,
bad.
and it was directed by Robert Rodriguez. Okay.
There's the sidetrack of the episode.
Right. All right. Start back on the top again. Everything's good. Memories in place. Got what I was going for. Uh, 3, 2, 1. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, coming off of From Dusk Till Dawn, with screenplay by Kevin Williamson, who would go on to write the Scream films. The movie stars Jordana Brewster, Clea Duvall, Laura Harris, Josh Hartnett, Sean Hatosi. This is the tough one, and it's Famke Janssen, Piper Laurie, BB Newirth, Robert Patrick, Usher Raymond, John Stewart, and Elijah Wood. The film is produced by Elizabeth Avalon, with cinematography by Enrique didn't practice this. With cinematography by Enrique, is it Chediak? Shediak?
I was thinking Shediac. I
Cinema,
apologize.
right? Cinematography by Enrique Shediak. Apologies, Enrique, if I mispronounced your last name. And music by Marco Beltrami. Is it Beltrami? Beltrami.
Sounds right.
Beltrami. The movie was released on December 25th, 1998, and had a budget of $15 million. It made 63.2 million at the box office. And I don't know if that is, I'm guessing that's the overall amount.
I believe so, or at least that's what Wikipedia told me. Let's put it that way.
And that's fair.
Uh,
That's fair.
and then just some research things that I found. The Faculty. This movie was Usher's film debut, and you can really tell because damn, he looked young as
yeah,
shit in this movie.
baby.
The original title for the movie was going to be The Feelers, but I don't know what made them change it to The Faculty, but I kind of like The Faculty better. Um, yeah, The Feelers is a I don't know if you want to name anything that.
All right.
Um, and then the football team that was actually featured in the movie, like when they're doing like the actual like scenes of like the football game and all that, was an actual high school team that is in Lockhart, Texas. And that's also where they shot most of the pretty much all of the high school scenes also, even though the movie takes place in Ohio. Anyways, and then also when they're doing the like the football game where they have all the fans in the stands and everything, those fans are actually people from the town that they basically just asked to be like, hey, be fillers for us, please.
All right. We need extras. Come on
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
Ohio.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth, all
I'm not.
right?
I'm not. I'm not saying. I wasn't
I
saying
heard the
anything.
tone.
I was
Watch
just
your fucking mouth.
stay in Ohio. No. It is. It makes sense. For Ohio to be invaded. The Midwest is like the back door of the United States.
I mean, there are a lot of things where, like, if it happened in the Midwest, like, probably not that many people would really know
I was
about it.
gonna
I'm not
say,
gonna lie.
if it happened there, nobody knows. Um.
Exactly.
I see. There's a note here about mentioning Josh Hartnett's hair.
Yes. So, well, I know one of the notes you had. This was Josh Hartnett's second film. The first one he did, was it was the same year. They released the same year, or they were shot the same year. Because you looked this part up.
Shoo.
Is
I think they
honest.
were released the same year.
Okay.
I
Well,
th-
he played in another movie. It was Halloween H2O, and so I found this very amusing. Josh Hartnett, he is in the same category as Justin Long. He is untouchable. He protect him at all costs. He is amazing.
yep.
Um, was cutting his own hair for both of these films to make it look more authentic. I mean, in H2O, he's playing a college kid. The Faculty, he's playing a high school kid. They're gonna have some fucked up haircuts or like do it yourself haircuts in the 90s. Well, apparently this pissed off not only the producers of both movies, but the director of Halloween so much that the director almost fired him off the set while shooting H2O. And I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and screw that up because H2O wasn't that great. But Josh Hartnett makes things great. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
just look at the trap movie M. Night Shyamalan. Um, anyways, I digress.
Yes. Yeah, and I did look it up. They released the same year. They both released there in 1998. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, Josh Hartnett just makes everything great.
I
Uh,
mean, bad movies are good because of Josh Hartnett.
it's
I'm not,
true. And
it's just a fact.
Halloween H2O is arguably
Not good.
not a good movie. Um, it's still a Halloween movie though, so I can't hate it. Uh, yeah, this was kind of first for a lot of people. I mean, this was early for Elijah Wood as well, and was actually this. I say early, and then I remember. Wait a minute, he was in like The Good Son, uh, which may end up on a list one day because I don't know if it's horror or psychological
Ooh, that
thriller,
actually
but
is a really good movie too. Like a sneaky good movie.
Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Macaulay Culkin's a psychopath. Like hell yeah, man. But during filming, this is where Elijah Wood was encouraged to try out for the Lord of the Rings that Peter Jackson was getting down on and began casting for. So this was the beginning of his journey as Frodo as well, which is wild to think because he looks like a 5-year-old in this movie.
He really does. But yeah, it was actually somebody in the I got the name here, Harry J. Knowles, who I think
Mm,
is part of the production of The Faculty, urged Elijah Wood to audition for the Lord of the Rings.
good call. Good call.
I seriously just pulled it up real quick while you were talking.
Yeah, I would. Hey, I appreciate that. But yeah, no, Mans was on point.
He literally made Elijah Wood famous if The Faculty didn't do it, even
Right,
though Lord of the Rings did.
officially locked him into superstardom. It's kind of funny how many people have like kind of a debut in horror.
Yeah, like even Paul Rudd
Really,
in the Halloween franchise.
that's true. Holy crap!
I forget which one it is. Obviously it's one of the later ones, but yeah, he definitely got his acting debut in the Halloween franchise.
That's
That
wild,
is my one of my favorite fun facts of Paul Rudd. I think that's the only fun fact I have of Paul Rudd.
man. I really missed out. If I wanted to be famous, I should have just auditioned for horror.
Yeah, it's how most people. I mean, because a lot of horror is like, unless it's like the big production stuff, is a lot of the little indie. Like you get away with anything because it's independent.
Right? Oh
I mean, look
man,
at Terrifier, how it started out.
that is true. Uh, that would be a good. That's a good anthology. Throw on there the All Hallows Eve.
There's gonna be a fourth one, by the way, in case you haven't heard.
I still haven't seen the third. Damn it.
I still haven't either, but apparently the fourth one's supposed to go into our art's origins.
Damn, they're taking to the fourth to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. All right. Well, anyway. Uh, I guess with that, nothing else to add unless you have any more fun facts on hand at the time.
That is all I had.
All right, sounds great. Oh, there's one thing. It's not even a fact or anything. It's just a comment. Um, shit. Uh, Robert Patrick. I didn't realize how much he was actually in. I only recognized him as like the T-1000. And even that came
Mm-hmm.
kind of late. I was like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
he's like kind of sneaky in a lot of movies.
He definitely is. I mean, up until
He
even
might have been Samuel L. Jackson and Morgan Freeman before Samuel L. Jackson and Morgan Freeman. Seriously, like he
wild.
was in a bunch of like 90s like 90s early 2000s movies. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but it was just like you're watching a random like an older random movie and like, "Hey, I know that
Into
guy."
that guy. It kind of blew my mind because I read up and through, and it's like, oh, he was in Peacemaker, not horror related, of course, but Peacemaker. And I was just like, wait a minute. Oh, but he's so old and his head's so fat. I didn't even recognize him.
I mean, they even
No
had Shooter
disrespect.
McGavin in this movie.
They did have Shooter McGavin in this movie, and that's the only thing I recognize him for is
I
being
think
Shooter McGavin.
it's really funny is I could say Shooter McGavin because I don't know his actual name and people know exactly who the hell I'm talking
You're
about.
right. There's something else he was in that we mentioned while watching. Or that you mentioned. What was that? I believe.
I have no idea.
Oh fucking hell. Uh,
No idea.
Either way, whatever. All right. Well, on that note, I suppose we can go ahead and start up the trailer. I don't remember ever seeing the trailer, so this will be fun,
Yeah, exactly. Like it's funny how most movies we have watched is like there was a trailer.
right? Just let me know when you've got it
Oh,
ready. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I'm ready when you are.
Salma Hayek's in this film. Oh, all right, ready to go.
pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks.
The students at Harrington High have always suspected their teachers were from another planet.
Is this gonna be on the test?
This is the test.
This time,
Music in this was banging.
I just like
I don't know if
instead
we're
of
gonna
doing
have to.
all the covers, like just have the original song.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Do you like how they almost started this? You know, like the I guess the narrator, for lack of a better term, almost have it like it's a comedy.
Please report to the principal's office.
It was almost like a comedy like background talker. I don't know what they call it, like what the industry word is for that person, but yeah. It was almost like setting up like it's a comedy, and then it just goes really dark really quick.
I mean, it kinda is.
It has its moments, I guess.
You know, it definitely isn't. But man, I will say, I don't know if this was. I don't know if it was like just the acting choice, or if they were directed to be just weird and obvious. But
Well, they were probably well, I mean, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but they were being taken over by a parasite, and they were probably learning how to be human
I don't even know.
or trying to, like they're obviously not human, so they take over a human body and are like, shit, act human, act human. How? I don't know, just act human.
uh, yeah, yeah, it's weird, but anyway, uh, anyway, yeah, well, I guess we can just go get into it. Uh, got synopses pulled up here, and we'll talk our way through it as we go. But we begin the film as we said, uh, immediately collecting the Infinity Stones of the '90s with Miramax, Dimension Films, and then The Offspring coming in very aggressively. Where we really pick up and get in is evening hours at the school, in the middle of a teachers' meeting between the teachers and the principal, talking about the school's budget. And we get the very typical football school, football town,
It's Ohio.
defunding of the arts and sciences and literature and anything that isn't football.
It's Ohio.
Yes. Yes.
We care about our football, okay?
You know, so I've heard.
What makes the money? What, people are buying tickets to see the football team. They need new shit.
I
As
guess
the avid sports fan of the duo.
I'll never understand it. I am only
You weren't born in Ohio, bro.
mildly made to respect it. Yeah, I wasn't. I was not born in a football town. Thank holy Christ.
Say that now.
I would have been bullied maybe to death. I had it. I had it tough enough. All right. No, I was semi cool, but I didn't. I don't come from a football town, so I was able to be semi cool while being a marching band kid. Anyway, back on track. As they're wrapping up to leave, the principal realizes Valerie Drake, played by Phoebe Newworth, realizes she has left her keys and returns to get them. While she's in her office, she's getting ready to leave. She gets blocked by Coach Willis, played by Robert Patrick, Mr. T-1000 himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say Terminator.
Yeah. Who becomes increasingly erratic. We do actually, I want to go back from this because in the opening scene with the Offspring blaring aggressively, we do
It's
get
like
kind of the
football practice.
Yeah, we get to the after the fact with Coach Willis banging on the sprinklers. I guess the sprinklers are faulty, quote unquote.
And then he's approached by somebody, and all you see is like a shadow over his face.
Yes.
And
Um,
then it cuts to the budget meeting.
precisely. But yeah, she finds herself blocked in. Who's acting real weird and a little pervy. Uh,
A little.
just a little bit. Uh, saying how she looks very very pretty, and
Keeps asking for a pencil.
asking for a pencil. And when she finally gives it to him, he stabs her through the hand. I think it's at this point he stabs her through the hand, and she draws back with her keys and hits him in the face, and
Hmm.
proceeds a chase through the school building, trying to get to the exit, only to find it chained and locked. Miss Olson, or Mrs. Olson, played by Piper Laurie, is outside, uh, and we get the first twist of the film after, damn it, after Principal Drake rushes back and collects her keys from her office, gets the door unlocked, and gets outside. Uh, she is faced with Mrs. Olson, who proceeds to stab her in the chest with a pair of scissors that Principal Drake had brought with her. And we are presumed she is dead AF right off the rip. It's an interesting way to start the movie. The
I
next,
mean, it gets the intrigue.
yeah, definitely,
It's
definitely,
like, oh, okay, you sort of have my attention here.
right. It gets you right into it pretty quickly. And
Oh,
does
and then, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go right ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the next part I thought was kind of funny because all the '90s like drama shows and all that stuff, and for whatever reason the first one that popped in my head was Melrose Place, but you get like the introduction of like the six main student cast members,
Right,
and
we
it was just it amused me. I'm not gonna lie.
get the little name scroll on the screen and everything,
Yeah, the
introducing
little
them.
like as they're walking by, it freezes, name pops up, and then it continues.
Uh, very much
It
so.
just it amused me.
Very, very 90s. Yes, we're introduced to the cast briefly, starting with Casey Connor, played by Elijah Wood, who is kind of the nerdy, geeky brain of the
I have no
group.
clue why he shows up to school every day.
I don't know why this man comes to school, because towards the end of this little introduction of the cast, it sort of ends with him getting racked on the flagpole, which is something I've never seen happen, and I don't believe it has ever happened, and I'm hoping it's never happened.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
uh, continuing on, we're introduced to Delilah Prophet, played by Jordana Brewster, the paper's editor-in-chief and head cheerleader, which I don't know that it ever mentions her being the head cheerleader outside of like one
No,
mention from her.
yeah, well, when it gets later into it, she mentions, the head cheerleader kind of talking about herself, dates the star quarterback, and that's the only reason why they're in the relationship, according to her, apparently.
Right, but like that's the only mention we get of it. Otherwise, it's entirely focused on her being like the head of the newspaper and whatnot.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Anyway, following that, we get Delilah's boyfriend Stan Rosato, played by Sean Hatosi, who's contemplating quitting the school's football team
Yeah, I don't
to
think he was contemplating.
pursue
He just
academic.
flat out fucking said it.
He did, yes. He had long contemplated this, I suppose. Uh, and just went ahead. Uh, And then Zeke Tyler, played by Josh Hartnett, an intelligent yet rebellious student repeating his senior year.
I
Uh,
mean, I understand he was a super senior and all that, but man, he was like, junior in college level like shit he was saying in a high school setting.
yeah, he's a really smart guy, we find out. But he's also just a giant dick. He
It's a persona, when you're selling, drugs you make yourself, bootleg VHSs, yes, videotapes, and everything in between. Like you kind of have to have that persona being a dick.
I guess when you're a second year senior, I guess. Maybe there's just a reason he's a second year senior. Um, Following that, we have a transfer student from Atlanta, Mary Beth Louise Hutchinson, played by Laura Harris.
The worst fucking accent. Like, there's no way you came from Atlanta. You came from one of those small, little banjo Georgia towns. You did not come from Atlanta. I digress.
Are there banjo Georgia towns? I'm sorry, Georgia. We're insulting our Georgia listeners.
Bro,
But
it's
get
the
at us.
South. It's the South. They have small banjo towns, all right?
Fair enough. At hobbsyhorror@gmail.com. Do you have small banjo towns in Georgia? Uh, uh, but yes, we Mary Beth, who's just trying to make friends, just trying to make friends. By the way, we're also introduced to Stokely Mitchell, played by Clea Duvall, who is the alleged lesbian alt girl of our film. Uh, Now, as for what goes on in between these parts, because this happens, we don't go right into Casey. I don't think. I believe we get the introduction of the Casey and Delilah dynamic.
Uh, no, I think that's kind of later on when he gets the weird little meeting with the football coach when he's eating lunch.
Okay. So this
Cause
just
he eats his lunch in the bleachers of the football field, and then like he's trying to like head back to class, and then that's when the football coach is like, "What are you doing here?" And he's eating lunch. This isn't no cafeteria, that whole thing.
yeah.
And
So
then
that,
he just talks about how like how like fast he is, and he should try out for the football team. Like, bro, no,
there's
no,
lots
he's
of
trying to get the
chasing.
man's killed.
Something. This is more pervy
Yeah, he
sounding
kept
stuff.
mentioning like, yeah, he kept weirdly mentioning like being chased. I'm like, bro, you're like real predatory here.
You're not much for
Like,
sports, I've noticed. No, sir. I think the only time you should run is if you're being chased.
yeah, that's what it was. That weird thing.
Lots of
And then he just
chasing.
goes into exactly.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it goes into this scene.
Oh,
Before
that's when he
that
finds
is when,
the little tadpole thing on the football field.
yes,
Also,
while he's packing up from eating lunch, he finds the creature on the field and picks up, and that's when Coach comes over and starts giving him the pervy chase chat. Um, and then he kind of walks at a very brisk and awkward pace to get away from Coach.
because he thought he was being chased.
No, in some ways, he may very well have been. Um, he takes the found
Specimen.
thing specimen. There we go. That's a good one. To the science teacher, Mr. Furlong, played by Jon Stewart, which Jon Stewart is a treasure,
Yeah, he's funny.
especially in
He
this film.
he's good.
He is the only one that I can forgive the awkwardness of being an alien too. Kind of. I mean, it's probably just because it's Jon Stewart. Uh, but yes, takes to the science teacher to have it examined. And the whole class gathers around for this. Um, Looking at it, poking it, prodding it, and as they are going to, I think they were just going to pack it away again.
Yeah, like he said he was gonna send it off to the university.
Yes,
And this when our when Usher I don't know what his name is in the movie, I'm not gonna lie, but knocks over like a it's like a test tube or something of like water, and it spills all over it, and then kind of it reacts to water.
right. They realize it's reanimated, and then they just have this like 20-gallon fish tank full of water with no fish at the ready, which is maybe a little odd, but drop it
I
in.
mean, maybe they should talk about that in the school budget.
Maybe where are all the fish? Why do you have this tank with nothing in it? Who bought this? Um, But yes, they drop it into the tank, and it begins to sprout red tendrils, and Mr. Furlong decides that he needs to touch it for some reason, which is definitely a
That's
thing.
classic white people.
As a
Um,
scientist, I can say that is like the first thing you do not want to do is touch something strange and new that could be dangerous. Yet here we are. Uh, and it proceeds to, does it split first before he sticks his hand
yeah,
in?
well, yeah, it like splits in two, and then he kind of puts his hand in there, and then he looks away like an idiot, and that's when he gets bit.
Right? Suddenly they have teeth and he gets his finger nibbled. Um, uh, but yes, and then we get Stokely real close up on it. She puts her hand to the glass and the tendrils begin to take the shape of her hand and whatnot. Very weird, very creepy. Yeah, I think they look great though. I think this is a good use of 90s CG. I will hold to that until we get on to later when it just all goes out the fucking window. Um, and this is where we get the dynamic between Casey and Delilah. Casey is a photographer. I guess he
For
works for,
the newspaper,
yeah, for
the
the
school
paper.
newspaper.
I was gonna say I assume for the paper as well. And she is the editor in chief looking for a story at this point. Casey brings up the discovery of a new specimen as they're kind of brainstorming ideas for a front page story, to which she kind of talks down to him, really lets
Well,
her inner bitch out.
I mean, it's not an inner bitch, it's an outer bitch too.
It,
So
it, fair. Uh, but they're continuing a back and forth. This goes right into the teacher's lounge, and that is where they go. Actually, yes, I just realized.
hmm yeah, they
Then
go in the teacher's lounge to try to find like some kind of story and start just going through people's bags and
right,
everything else in the teacher's lounge. Like, God damn,
yes, they're going through the nurse's bag. They're
find her
pulling out
pills,
the lit teacher's,
little
pulling out his
flask.
flask, to
And of
which
course, yeah, it was like, yeah, Casey's like, this could be something. She's like, no, I wrote about it last year. No one cared.
you're right. This is a weird, sad school. Which we didn't even talk about that. Like this you said they filmed a lot in the school, and I really hope they didn't film a lot of the in the school because this
No,
place looks like a fucking prison.
all the high school scenes and the football game was all filmed in Texas.
Okay. It was just so, but
So when you watch this movie, do not think that's Ohio. That is fucking
of
Texas, okay?
course, yes, of course. But okay, my bad. I hope this Texas school that they were filming on, I hope a lot of the stuff they were filming was not actually the Texas school because
Other
holy shit.
I guarantee they just filmed a normal day at school and then just plugged in these like, 15 to 20 actors and just be like, yo, just blend in. I guarantee it.
Those doors, the doors were like plywood practically. Not just plywood, like old, cracked,
Now
peeling
you know
ass
why they had the
plywood.
budget meeting.
Later on, we see the showers, and it looks like a fucking prison.
I've never seen high school showers before.
My high school showers were like stalls you stepped in, like freaking you. They had
Never saw
curtains.
showers at any of my schools.
Like I never used them. I was not about that life, but I had to change out and everything in gym class and whatnot. So like I saw the showers. I knew they were there. I'm not a football player. I'm not trying to get in all that. Um, but yeah, it looks awful. Anyway, back on point. Uh, it's at this point. Coach, I already forgot his name. Coach Willis and Mrs. Olson step into the room. or are coming into the room, and Delilah and Casey have to duck into a closet, which we get a very Halloween-esque peering through the closet slats. While inside here, they witness Mrs. Olson and Coach Willis take out the school nurse, Miss Harper, played by Salma Hayek, and forcing one of the creatures into her ear. At this point, the body of Mrs. Brummel, which completely skipped over that as well, played by Susan Willis, falls on top of them, beside them, giving away their
Like in
location.
between them. Like when they're in the closet, they kind of they kind of just like see her like face, and then it just like falls next to them in the closet. And then
Right.
that's when, obviously they get everyone's attention. They just bust out and run.
Yes, Casey guts Coach Willis with a broomstick, and they take off into the hallways. Going back on that, Mrs. Brummel, old lady, we completely skipped that scene.
Yeah, with her like little, shake. She has the shakes. That's how old she is.
Yeah, it was I almost said Stokely, but it's not Stokely.
No, Stan, isn't it?
Stan, yeah, Stan's in the
Yeah.
shower, and Mrs. Brummel comes just walking in on him, rips open her top.
Well,
Uh,
well, we found out like with the little creature, like the creatures do, do well in water, and throughout the movie, you see like the coach is constantly drinking water because the creatures need water. Because
hydration.
I think they make mention like the planet is like too hot for them or something like that, so they have to like or they'll like dry out or something
Yeah,
like
they
that.
they require
So
water. It
yeah,
explains
so
later what happened on their home world.
did it?
Yes.
I must have missed that part.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Mrs. Brummel goes into the showers to try to like, you know, not, basically to like
Not die.
rehydrate herself. Yeah, and uh, she like kind of like falls into like Stan's arms, and then he just,
Oh,
I
he
don't
puts
even
his
know why
hand in
he
his
like pats her
hair.
head, and just a big clump of hair, just skin and
Oh,
everything, just falls right off, and you hear the plop.
yeah, that splat on the floor is oh, it's good. Yes, all that happens. And the explanation for it is she had cancer and nothing was taking, and she ended up dying. But yes, so jumping back forward again, they bust out, run out into the hallway, and get stopped by Principal Drake. They're trying to explain to her what happened. Turn around, and there's the school nurse, Miss Harper, and Coach and Mrs. Olson all standing in the hallway behind them. The police get involved. Casey's parents get involved. Uh,
Shooter McGavin.
yeah, Shooter McGavin. Nothing happens to Delilah. Apparently, she just gets to go scot free, I guess, because she's
Well, no, they just don't even like. I don't even. I think that like she wasn't like answering her phone or whatever to when they were like calling her. I guess
oh
because she
maybe
was just trying to like not be involved.
weird, weird. She vanishes. And we get back to the household with Casey and his parents. Something happens here, and I've completely forgotten what it was.
Oh, it's just like they think he's like on drugs or something, so they start searching his room,
There's that whole
and
thing, which is just hilarious.
yeah, his mom makes a mention, oh, they hide them in their school books and all this other stuff, and just rips his school books in half. He's takes away the phone. I don't even know what he grabs when he says no more internet. Was it like his router or
I guess
something?
it was his router. Yeah.
He grabs that, and then of course, as he's about ready to walk out, his mom just whispers, "Stop porno." And then, just lifts his bed up, grabs the stacks of porno. Of course, he's staring at his dad's staring at all the magazines the whole time.
One just called boobs.
Yeah,
It's
I
got to be a
mean,
good one.
classic. And then yeah, this is when like they leave his room and then Casey tries to like sneak out of his bedroom window to see Delilah to talk to her, and then he sees the nurse, the football coach, and then was it Mrs. Olson, and he like trips and falls off his fucking roof, and then he gets caught by his dad.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he just should have said I was trying to find the bathroom.
They
Somehow ended up
right.
outside.
I don't know what happened. I just, I went to climb in bed and I'm on the front lawn. I don't know. Uh, they move fast unless they weren't actually there and he was just having like a
No,
PTSD
I think they were
hallucination.
actually, yeah, no, I think they were actually there, and then they just kind of fled
Yeah,
when his dad came out.
they move fast. Another thing just before this, while they're actually still at the school and everything, we see Principal Drake take one of the officers off to the side uh, into another room to call up Miss Harper, just to confirm with her or something of that nature. Um, and when he comes out, he's all kind of offset and everything, and you can tell that he's been turned as well, which kind of keys Casey in a little bit more to things. But yes, so after the whole falling out the window or falling off the roof and getting busted by his parents, we end up on the next day. Uh, Delilah catches Casey and drags him off to a bathroom stall. She's incognito,
Oh
which
my God, it's the reverse Superman. She
right,
puts glasses on, puts her hair in a ponytail, and wears a baggy shirt.
yeah, she,
Nobody knows who she is now.
straight Clark Kent's it up. Um, she's just explaining that she's trying to be discreet. Uh, but
Yeah,
they
and this is
determine
where
they have to
she,
get help in this matter.
yeah, and that's where she goes off to find Stan, and Casey finds Stokely,
Hmm.
and then they kind of explain, like separately explain what's going on. And then that's when Casey and Stokely, I believe, are in the library, and that's when she
Yes.
does the whole, what was that book? Invasion of the
Explaining
Body
as
Snatchers?
yeah, it was pod people or body
Pod people.
snatchers.
Yeah, something classic book I can't think of.
And Casey goes off on a sort of a lunatic ramble about what if the authors of these books uh,
But all
experienced
fiction's based
this,
on some truth and all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, that's not exactly
the
true.
right. It's a stretch. And that's when she brings up the pod people bit,
Hmm.
to which she also disputes that that was stolen from some other book or
I,
film.
I don't
I forget
remember.
which she
Oh,
mentions.
Men in Black, because
The Men in
we
Black
are relevant
gets
in
Men in Black gets mentioned. Another '90s Infinity Stone. Um,
literally came out the year before this movie.
right. Yeah, I think it was. Oh, I can't even remember what she mentions. I'll have to look that up later. But slowly she gets on board with him. And then we cut over to the group together. We don't see Delilah and Stan on their own and her trying to explain it, do we? I forget.
No, I think they're just kind of going through the hallway, and she's trying to like tell them, and then they all end up in the science class where the fish tank was because they're gonna look for the specimen,
Mm-hmm.
and then Zeke and what's her name, Mary Beth, are like trying to do a little makeout session in the other room and can hear them through the vent.
Yeah, the whole time Mary Beth and Zeke have been off on their own, just having their own wonderful adventures.
Well, he goes in the other room to get his ingredients for his own drug that he makes, which is basically just caffeine pills.
Caffeine pills and household items. I don't know
Literally.
what that entails, but
And she's
Sure.
like, "You go shop, you borrow everything from school." He's like, "I like to use the term stealing because he's cool and hip and
Yeah,
yeah."
he's so cool. He's lucky he's Josh Hartnett.
And then this is where they find Mr. Furlong, yeah, the science teacher,
Yes,
and
I do wanna hold on in a moment and say that Stan is not on board with any of this and
no,
highly rejecting. But then also, Stokely catches a stray on this because Stan's being a dick, and Delilah tells him that he and I forget what he calls her or what she calls her, but it's something that I don't think would fly in today's economy.
ooh, I don't remember.
Yeah, she shoots something off at her. Uh, I think it has to do with her sexuality. I forget. Um,
Probably.
but
I
yeah,
mean, she's calls her a lesbian throughout the whole movie, so
that is true. So yeah, Delilah's a bitch. Got
uh-huh.
Stokely out here catching strays for no reason. She's on board with this. She's adding to the theory, like she's trying. But yes, we we get Mr. Furlong who returns after Zeke comes in because Zeke, yeah, as you were saying, Zeke and Mary Beth overhear him and burst into the room. Zeke pretending to be wounded, and Mary Beth walking in behind him, completely ruining the bit.
Come on, read the room.
Right? I mean,
And this is actually where Mr. Furlong at first he's like normal, like almost seems normal, and
yes.
then they mention like, "Oh, where's the specimen?" And that's when he gets all weird alien, I'm
No,
infected
it's
mode.
it's after Zeke says, Casey thinks you're an alien.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
And then he turns instant sinister, uh, pulling the blind down on the door and turning. Oh, is that what you think? Uh, Real weird. Not good at being humans at all.
No.
But Mr. Furlong becomes defensive and attempts to infect them. It really just throws the whole cover out the window very, very quickly. Uh,
Yeah, I think like Zeke gets thrown into the fish tank and
yeah,
then yeah, then he grabs the big like paper, I don't even know what these things are called, but the big I just call them big paper chopper. And
what is that thing called?
dude, I don't know. I don't know. I have
Yeah,
like three of them at my job and I have no fucking clue what they're called. I just call them the big, the big paper chopper.
I think it's just a
But
paper
anyways,
cutter.
it takes the little blade off, cuts his fingers off, and then the little tentacles are coming out. His fingers are crawling on their own. That was a pretty cool scene, I'm not gonna lie.
I will say it's about this point where the CG starts getting a little cheesy.
A
Um,
little.
those fingers are just a little cheesy. Uh, the tendrils coming out of the fingers are way cheesier, I think, but the fingers are super cheesy. Uh, but yes, he cuts off his fingers and he follows up with one of his neat little pen drugs. To
It's
further,
in a big pen. If you guys know 90s, you know what a
you know what
big
a big
pen
pen
is.
is.
It is amazing how he just puts the drugs in a big pen
It's
and
true.
yeah, just shoves it right in his eye and apparently his drugs dry out the parasites.
Yeah, it's something that he uses in them. Uh, is a diuretic, which
Yeah,
he
that's
explains
what
later.
yeah.
But
Because he's super smart but doesn't apply himself.
yeah, no, he applies himself to business, illicit business. He is a businessman with a bachelor's in chemistry, I guess. I don't know,
I guess.
but there's in the beginning, actually, when they're having the teachers meeting, something is said where Mr. Furlong mentions, "Just stab me in the eye, or I'll stab myself in the eye," or something of that nature. Which is a little bit of foreshadowing in this moment where he takes the pen directly to the eye. Um, but yes, he kills him, and everybody splits. Uh, Zeke takes everybody to his house where they examine the specimen that
Oh, that's where
comes
he has his
out.
whole fucking chemistry set, just better than probably a university's chemistry set.
Yeah, he's got the Walter White special going on in here.
I'm
Uh,
telling you, this is either the prequel to Battle of LA or it's the prequel to Breaking Bad or it started both.
it's both. That is a double H headcanon. It's both. But yes, they get the specimen out of uh Furlong, right?
Yes.
Because the other specimens are already gone. So they get it from him. I just don't remember how they got it out of him unless it crawled out itself.
Because yeah, because I think like when they all like dry up, they kind of like leave the body.
Right. Giving me real Baldur's Gate vibes right now.
A
Uh,
bit.
just a little bit. Um, but yes, they have the specimen and they begin to experiment with it. Uh, check it out. And this is when Casey dumps, or is it Casey? No, it's Zeke dumps some of
No,
his drugs on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it dries it up, and that's when he says it's what he said, dialect,
something it
however you say that.
something that he
Sure.
puts in it is a diuretic, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
And this is where we get a very awkward, tense scene of nobody wanting to do the drugs, but everybody
Basically,
having to
kind of
do the
like
drugs.
yeah, it's basically kind of like a what's that game called where you put the one bullet in the chamber, the
Russian
Russian
roulette.
roulette, just with drugs,
I
and
was
nobody wants to do it or volunteer, so Casey gets volunteered, and oh my God, he is. I don't know. I think I made this exact comment. I don't know if it was really, really good acting or really, really bad acting, but it worked of Casey being high.
Yeah, Elijah Wood takes it to a great place. His manic giggles make my heart swell.
It was so good.
It was very good. I akin this whole thing, or akin this whole thing, to the thing blood test.
Yeah, that is actually that was one thing I read when I was looking up the little research notes that was kind of like a what do you call it?
An
Like
homage.
yeah, an homage to yeah to that.
It was really good. 2 seconds. Future in, cut this out. All right, where are we? Where am I? What were we just saying? Homage to the
Casey
thing.
getting high.
Yes, all right. All right. Future in, cut this in. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so Casey is the first one that has to take it. Followed up, they make Zeke take it second?
No, Stan.
Or okay, Stan takes it
Because
second.
yeah, because Zeke just has a gun just laying around because he does, and he pulls the gun on Stan to take it, and so Stan takes it, and then they switch, and then Zeke takes it, and Stan's holding the gun to him.
For right. Nice little
Yeah,
exchange. And then
nice
Zeke,
little standoff moment.
right. Then Zeke's trying to hold it together to make the two girls take
Oh
it.
my God, yeah. So Stan and Casey are just like high as balls and just laughing and high-fiving each other on every little thing. And Zeke's sitting there literally because he's trying to say, "Oh, I don't get high on my own stash," and then he's trying to hold it together so hard. You could just tell. And
While
then
while Casey and Stan are roasting the
just
shit out of
cracking
Delilah,
up.
they straight roast Delilah during this.
It's deserved. It was a long time coming.
It really is. But yes, finally the two girls take it. Mary Beth's excuse for not wanting to take it is she could be allergic.
She's allergic. Yeah.
Um,
And then Delilah just doesn't take it at all, and you see the little worms crawling in her face, and she wrecks his little chemistry set and runs off.
it has a full hissy fit, just wrecking the whole damn place. Before Kool-Aid Manning through the door. Like, I don't know that was necessary. She could have opened it. but property damage. I guess just kind of topping it off, cherry on top of wrecking the lab. Um, at some point, Stokely gives the speculation that killing the queen would revert everyone back to
Yeah,
normal.
yeah. Casey kind of ask her like, okay, hypothetical or in theory in your books, like how does this end? And that's when she says, well, in theory, you kill the queen, everybody goes back to normal. In theory, and that's where they get that little, part.
You're right. Which
Words are hard tonight for some reason. I
words are
apologize.
hard. It happens. Which leads the group to return to the school that evening, where their football team is playing a game and infecting opposing players. And I didn't really see the infecting of the opposing players happen. It just looked like they were murdering them.
Uh, there was a part, so at the beginning of the day they were calling students to the nurse's office for ear exams, and that's when
Yes.
they're having all the students go in and they were infecting all the students. So that's pretty much how they got like the whole school and then the football team, and then obviously when the kids go home they start infecting their parents and all that, to where like when they go to the football game because they suspect that the principal is the queen,
Hmm.
and then they go to the football game because they know that's where she's going to be at, and they pretty much see like the whole town football team, everybody's infected.
Everybody. The team's looking better than ever, though. Uh, I think some of those plays probably should have caught a flag. I don't think you can really clothesline a man like that.
No, I
Um,
mean it was the 90s though. They the 90s were known as the CTE era of football, so it may have been allowed because 70s, 80s, 90s football, man, you were going face first into everybody's face. So nowadays, it's not. It's a penalty and a fine and possible suspension.
I would hope so. Uh, but yes, the team's kicking ass. Everything's great. They end up luring Principal Drake, uh, to the gym where they wrap her in a volleyball net
Yes.
and attempt to force her to take the drugs. Uh, Initially by just demanding it, and then following up with holding her at gunpoint.
And
Uh,
then that's when Zeke just takes the gun and just shoots her right in the head.
yeah, she was struggling to escape, and like nothing else really prompted that. He
I think that was just years and years of frustration of her being the principal and him being the selling drugs, bootleg movies, and repeating his senior year.
I mean, look, man, Zeke's really working through his demons in this film because like
Yes.
he jumps to murder so fast. With Mr. Furlong, he jumped swinging a fucking machete equivalent on him immediately. Uh, Zeke's going through it. Zeke's also getting tossed a whole lot in this movie. Uh,
Hmm.
maybe they have it coming. Oh, speaking of Zeke, we completely slipped over his salacious involvement with, oh hell,
Oh, the English teacher or whatever.
yes, Jansen.
Well, I think she appreciates how smart he is, even though he does umpire himself.
Yeah, yeah. But he is awful to her. Completely skipped over the part where she catches them selling the Jennifer Love Hewitt and
Uh,
whoever
maybe I
else
could interest you in
Nakey tapes
some, what was it?
and chocolate
Those like
laxatives.
chocolate laxatives. Oh, if that doesn't do it for you, here's these cherry flavored condoms.
Magnum sized, which we also get after the fact because I don't think we skipped over that part too, where she comes back after being infected, uh,
Why
and
not just roast the shit out of them?
absolutely burns him to the ground, uh, ending with a final "I'll put my foot so far up your ass you'll be sucking my toes until graduation."
That
uh,
was the line of the movie, by the
which
way.
is absolutely 100% the line of the movie. Kinky. Uh, anyway, back to it. Um, but yeah, Zeke jumps very quickly to murder and shoots Principal Drake in the head, dropping her to the ground, following up by demanding Casey give her the drug just to make sure.
Well, like the little tentacle starts coming out of her bullet hole and all that stuff, and she gets up, and then they just pretty much just, uh, well, they tried to like just dump the little bit of pen, the pen amount of drugs on her. It doesn't really do anything. So Mary Beth like takes the whole
All of
thing
it.
and just dumps it on her, and she like dries out and dies.
Uses up every last bit of the drugs they had on hand there. Um, after shooting her and having themselves locked in, Stan goes outside to confront the coach and the football team to see if it worked.
Well, yeah, to see if she was actually the queen or not, and then
Turns out not the
the
case.
no, his Stan comes back and has to get in, and then before they let him in, they're like, "Well, you need to take the drug,"
Right. And
and literally give him the last one they have.
you're right. And this whole time, Stan and Stokely have been kind of flirting around things. Before Stan goes out the door, Stokely grabs him and kisses him and says that she wouldn't want to regret never having done that or whatever. Um, but yeah, he comes back and he's begging, and she's standing there and she wants to let him in. They give him the last of the drugs. And while leaning against the door with it open to his nose, he kind of looks up at her and while staring her in the eye, pours it into the wind. Uh, at this point, Zeke holds the gun to the glass and eventually Stan runs away. Which I think we get another weird running sequence. Everybody runs kind of weird in this movie.
No, this is where yeah Zeke and Casey go outside because the he has a stash in his car,
Yeah, Zeke remembers he
and
has
they
a
try to get
stash.
to his car and basically try to avoid the football team. And then at one point, they're both under a bus, and Casey looks at Zeke and he's like, "So why did we need two people to do this?" He's like, "Because one of us is a decoy," and of course pushes him out from under the bus.
Right?
And then he runs to his car, and Casey gets to distract the whole football team.
Yeah, he manages to run from them and ducks into a bus. At which point the
Lila was on the bus as well, right?
yes, Delilah makes a return and she pops up on him on the bus. Uh, and begins backing him into the back of it while the bus is being surrounded by the rest of the student body. And Casey makes a very fast escape through the top hatch of the bus.
He's
Uh,
good at being chased.
look, man, those take a little bit of work to open at the very least. You gotta like turn the red lever and pull down and push
And
up, and
exactly.
that should open way too quick. Uh,
It's like he's done it before.
maybe, possibly. Zeke, on the other hand, he makes it to his car. He pulls his other stash of drugs out.
Well, no, he's looking in the trunk for it, and it's not there because
Oh,
the teacher, I can't think of her name, Mrs.
Mrs.
Burke,
Burke, yeah.
Miss Burke, basically throws out his stash that was in his trunk, and then oh, the best the this well, I'll save it for later, but this is where they're both in his car because he sees like it's like just a handful of like of his pens in his car. So he gets in his car and she's in there too, and they're driving,
She
and
comes through the back window.
he's struggling to put his seatbelt on as he just drives into a bus, and then for no reason a explosion.
Right. For no reason,
I think
everything
it was just to
explodes.
have an explosion, or like I think they got to the end of the shooting and they're like, "Hey, how much money do we have left in our budget? Oh, we have that much.
Add an explosion.
Explosion. That's what we need."
I
And
I would
like
believe it.
and she goes through the windshield and her head's cut off, and then this might be the best CGI of the whole movie. The little tentacles come out of the bottom of her head to crawl back to her body and go right back on her body.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so
And then
cheesy, but
this
it's so good.
Zeke's all busted up, bleeding from his head, runs back to the school.
I like how he gets out of his car by just like falling backwards out of the door and then proceeds to close the door with his foot.
I mean, are you raised in a barn? Like, come on.
I think in the middle of an alien invasion, it doesn't matter where I'm raised. Car door doesn't deserve that. Uh, Casey makes his, or not Casey, but yeah, Zeke makes his run. Back at the gym, Stokely becomes suspicious of Mary Beth during a conversation about pretending to be what one isn't. And yeah, Mary Beth is trying to appeal to Stokely here. Dude, honestly, makes a pretty good case for the aliens. You know,
Yeah, it's like
just
it's that
saying,
meme. It's like when the final evil boss low key makes some sense.
right? It's this is the Doctor Doom approach to being a villain. Just
But
make it
then
make
she kind
sense.
of, but then she reveals she's the queen and transforms into her queen form, and then that's where you're just like, nope, don't want to be that.
Right? Can I just be a very pretty human? I don't have to turn into that, do I? I can just be a very pretty human, right?
Yeah, then she kind of reveals when they were back at Zeke's house when he was making everybody take the drugs that she could close her nostrils and then somehow extend her pinky finger to release the cap and have all of the drugs spill out, and then she
I didn't go back
pretended.
and look, but I believe that if you do, you can go back and see that none of this happens. um,
Well,
reg-
no,
Regardless.
that's they don't want to show you that on camera because it's the big reveal
Well,
at the end.
of course, but the pinky thing was a little much. Uh,
You
that
had to get the drugs to come out somehow.
that pinky tendril was a little much. She could have done that with a regular pinky. It's a fucking pen cap. It's not the fucking
You're missing the reveal here, sir.
look.
The big reveal.
They could have gone. I'm okay with the nose flaps. All right,
It's the reveal.
that's fine. But the pinky was a bit much for me.
You're not getting it. It's the
I
reveal.
don't give a shit. Anyway, anyway, yeah, she reveals herself to be the queen. How she faked everything. We get the little flashback sequence with the unnecessary pinky action. Uh, Stokely ends up getting infected because she gets a hold of her and drags her into the pool. Casey's there, and I don't know what Casey thinks he's gonna do, but he's running around the pool
He
trying to save
he doesn't
her.
know what he's gonna do either.
You know, like I thought for a moment he was gonna like grab the pool skimmer, and I don't know what he would have done with that either. But
It
no,
was
Mantis,
actually, I was gonna say it was actually a pretty cool part because after Mary Beth infects Stokely in the pool, you kind of have like an overshot of the pool, like she's in her queen form, and then she slowly transforms back to her human form while swimming into the pool. That was kind of a
yeah, that was a
cool
nice
little
little
sequence there.
solid little transition, CG transition there. Um, yeah, no, that was very cool. We also did during this time before even ending up in the pool when she gets grabbed
Oh
and
yeah, and
flips. That was
face plants right and just blood coming out the mouth and
stupidly
yeah.
visceral. Like I squirmed, like jump squirmed a little bit because like just the thud, the splat, the crack of the jaw. It was whoever did the sound work in this. Well, beautiful. We loved it. Uh, but yeah, so we get the transition to naked Mary Beth climbing out of the pool. Um,
And
while
then she goes back to the locker rooms where Casey is hiding. And then as she's like walking through, she runs into Zeke,
Zeke,
and and of course he's just because he knows nothing. He literally just came back in from the whole exploding car bit, and why are you naked? Do you not like me this way?
I mean, he does, I'm sure. He was making out with you, only
Yeah,
a
and then
handful of hours previous, but
that's where she explains her planet is dying, and that's why
mhm.
they came to Earth. And next thing you know, she's like coming up on Casey, and then they have a close up on Casey. You just see Zeke get thrown
Fly over the
over the
lockers.
fucking lockers and into like the cage because they trap Stokely in like a weird, I guess, where they keep equipment locked up.
Yeah, kind of a storage pen.
Yeah, after she gets infected and Zeke just gets thrown against that.
How does
Yeah,
Casey end up? He ends up
he
against it
grab
as well.
no well he goes up to Zeke to grab the handful of drugs that Zeke got from his car.
Hmm.
And that's when Stokely like grabs him. His hair's not long, but somehow she grabs him by the hair through the cage
Right? She gets a
and
lot of hair.
tries to get her Mary Beth's attention, and that's when she just ends up with a big clump of hair, and he runs back into the gym, and he's had to practice the whole bleacher thing
Yeah, he
because you
does
could
a
tell he was like timing something in his head as he was like turning the key. And, the little retractable bleachers that every school had back in the day. Like he pushes the button and just runs through it and gets Mary Beth to follow him through there in her big ass queen
big.
form because she grew 3 sizes that day, just like the Grinch's
Right?
heart, and ends up getting stuck in the bleachers. And then that's when do you remember the dumb one liner he says? Casey says,
This guaranteed to
like,
jack you up.
I was just like, bro, like, I understand he's a nerd. I understand he had like one whole friend. Maybe that's Stokely. But come on, bro. That was your
Right?
one moment, and that's what you come up
That's
with.
what you came up with. You know
And
what? I'm
then,
sure in his head, in that moment, like that was the
oh, I'm
coolest
sure it
sounding.
sounded cool in his head. It did not sound cool in anybody else's head.
That was the coolest sounding shit in the world to him. Um,
And then yeah, because as she gets trapped, she like spits her goo all over Casey, and then as he stabs her in the eye, you can see like all the worms like going into his face,
he
and
was
then
getting a lot of parasites.
as she slowly dies, the parasites slowly come out of his face, and he basically got the best of both worlds there.
I guess that was a lot of parasites in the face. This friggin' Indiana Jones Temple Run scene is kind of awesome.
Oh, they're
Uh,
actually one of my favorite lines in there. It was just before that when Zeke gets back in, just before he gets tossed. He runs into Casey and he makes Casey take more of the drugs. And he's like, seriously, right now? And he's like, I was gone for 5 minutes and all of a sudden everybody's
everyone's
infected. So
infected.
yeah, we are doing this right now.
He takes it a little bit better, except he's having a whole ass freak out during it.
I mean, I think the adrenaline was kind of outdoing the high.
Right. um, but yeah, everybody turns back. Um, because it jumps ahead to 1 month later. Everyone's normal.
Mhm.
Stan and Stokely are dating. Zeke.
And
Zeke takes Stan's place on the football team.
which
Just,
that was, I guess that's him applying himself.
I guess, I don't.
I don't get it.
He.
But then, he sees Miss Burke up in the stands, and they have a little flirty thing as he's smoking on the football field in full pads.
Right. Man, 90s. I mean, he was what, 19, going on 20 at this point. It's legal. Not really, but it's legal. Um, Mr. Furlong is somehow alive, with an eye patch and still missing his fingers. And Casey is dating Delilah, and was also considered the local hero, getting approached by the press nonstop. Appears on the cover of like Time and Newsweek and all this, that, and the other. And it's an overall happy ending for everybody, except the ones who are dead, I guess.
Yeah, that's the faculty.
Yeah, that's the faculty. That's a good movie. I like it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it, go watch it again. All in all, good movie. Better CG than Blood and Honey,
To an extent.
just to an extent. Um, I guess with that we can go on and just get into the wrap up stuff. Yeah, the instant reslay real quick, where we're gonna go ahead and pick off our favorite kills, favorite scenes, least favorite kills, most
Which,
senseless
to
kills.
be honest, there's not a lot of kills in this movie because even Mr. Furlong, he comes back later in the 1 month later just with an eye patch and he was fine.
Yeah, I know. So it's kind of hmm.
There's not a lot of deaths in this one, but um, I'm trying to think. You know
I'm
what? I
gonna
think my favorite.
I'm
If
gonna
you
pull
want
up
to
a
go
little.
first, go
Oh
ahead.
no. I'm gonna pull up a little list of the kills just so we have confirmed kills and whatnot.
I want to say my favorite death is probably what's her face? The old lady. Mrs. Bradley, was
Mrs.
it? Just because of the whole shower scene and the flop of her hair and she just like dies right there. I
Miss.
want to say that was probably it because there's not much to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, really, I guess we can. Uh, the dead
Or
meat
you know
fandom.
what? No, I take that back. I'll say the principal just because the little tentacles coming out of the bullet hole. That was
Right.
kind of cool. I
Uh,
take it back.
I was gonna say the dead meat. Kill count has everybody listed, even though they come back. They determine they're still counting them. I think we can go off those rules as well, even if the people
They
came
didn't
back.
die though.
I mean, yeah, but nobody really died. That's the thing. Like one
No,
person died.
the principal died, the teacher died, and the queen died. Mary Beth. There's your three deaths in the movie right there.
I still think we should open it up.
All right. It's up to you, bro.
Just to give it, just to give us some variety, just some variety, because there's a lot of good that happens in here, like Miss the decapitation car explosion, even though she didn't die. um Nurse Rosa was kind of boring, and I don't even know if she survived. We don't do we even see her at
They
the end?
don't show her, so obviously she kind of makes it. She doesn't die. She just gets the parasites out of her when the queen dies,
They
just like
couldn't
everybody else.
they couldn't afford Salma Hayek after From Dusk Till Dawn
Ew.
anymore.
Ew.
Okay. Who did you pick? I'm sorry.
The principal.
The
I
principal,
changed my mind. That
principal,
was the principal.
principal
Yeah.
Drake. It was a good one. I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go with Mary Beth, just because the final
It was
chase
yeah, it was a
was
good scene.
excellent. That in itself was excellent. The death, not so much. It was kind of so-so, but uh, the build up to the death was good.
Hmm.
And I mean, we can't really do like a least favorite because not really
No, the
enough.
least favorite. No, I will go
Oh,
with. I
yes,
will actually have a meaningless death just because she didn't deserve it. Mrs. Barnett, the old lady. I'm sorry, she
the
was
old
too
day.
old to be infected. She didn't deserve that.
That's fair.
She was probably a sweet old little, lady trying to. Obviously, she was old enough to retire, but she probably couldn't because teacher wages are shit. So she was probably working herself to death anyway. She didn't
Yeah,
deserve that, man.
yeah, no, that's fair.
I
My
finally have a least, like a meaningless death because usually I just say fuck it, they all deserved it.
right, you actually have one this time. My least favorite slash most meaningless will be Oscar the Rat. Rest in peace, Oscar. Uh,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. R.I.P.
Rip little buddy. I don't support the animal death in these horror films. Stop killing my animals. Kill the children. I mean, wait,
Kill the
no,
children.
kill the children. Favorite scene.
Oh, I'm going just because the cheesy ass CGI, the car crash, the meaningless explosion, the unexplained explosion. teacher being decapitated, the little tentacles coming out from her head, crawl right back up to her body, trying to stand up, and just yeah,
It
that was it was grade A cheesy CGI, but man, it was so good.
was good. Um, I'm going to have to go with the transition in the pool, going from Queen to standard human Mary Beth.
Yeah, because then shortly after that, you even said it when she's like walking through the locker room and they have like an overhead shot. You see her
Got those
shadowed and
shadowy
her
tendrils.
shadow. Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
I am a sucker for tendrils. So good. Yeah. Anything else to add on that note?
Don't think so.
All right, all right. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and I have a clue for you for our final girl of the week, Quizlet. You're going to go ahead and give me the name of the final girl and the movie. Each one counts for a point. Are you ready?
Sure, as ready as I'm gonna be.
All right. In this teen slash-a-thon, our final girl returns home to find that the sins of her past aren't quite buried, as she and her friends find themselves on the hook of a madman bent on sending them and their secret to the grave.
Oh, this could be two different movies. I just gotta pick one because it kind of describes two
Oh
movies.
no.
Fuck.
I made it too vague. Oh no.
Fuck it. Well, because you said Hook, and it put me in mind of a different movie
I think I know.
because it
I think I know what you're
kind of
going with.
describes both movies. But I'm just gonna say fuck it. Scream and Sydney, whatever the fuck her last name was.
Ouch. No. Where did you get
It
Hook
was.
from? Sydney? Or where did you
It,
get
it, it
Hook from
was. I know what you
Scream?
did last summer, wasn't it?
It is. I know what you did last summer.
Damn it.
You can
Because
give Can you
the
give me the
reason I
final
went
girl's
with
name?
the reason I went with Sydney is because I couldn't think of Jennifer Love Hewitt's name, of what her name was in the movie.
In Scream?
No, and
Oh,
I know what you did
and I
last
know you just
summer.
I was going to say that's not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Uh,
No, it's not.
okay, so you
That's
can't.
Nev Campbell.
That is Neve Campbell. Uh, Julie James.
Yeah, I did not know her name. I would, if I was going with I know what you did last summer, I was definitely saying Jennifer Love Hewitt because
Uh,
I did not know her name in the movie.
you would have gotten at
That
least
was
one
the,
point.
like I said, dude, I had 50-50 shot and
See, when you got on the hook part, I thought you were leaning towards urban legend.
no, what, because when you were saying the sins of her past and all that, I thought you were talking about Scream, but then you said Hook, and that's what made me think of I know what you did last summer.
Yeah,
I was not
Hook was
even thinking of
supposed
urban
to,
legends.
Hook was supposed to be the clue there, I suppose.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was not gonna go well.
Well, you know what? Next time. There's always next time.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And with that, is it my turn to pick a movie?
It is because this was your movie. So,
Holy
yeah.
shit, I get to pick a movie. I'm so excited. Uh I say that as I don't have the film list pulled up. And I have
That's why
not
you're
thought about what I
excited.
want to do. Exactly. That's why I'm excited. Uh
That's why you're excited because you don't know what the movies are.
I know I don't know what the movies are. That's how good this is. Um I already know. I already know. We're gonna go with another weird teen drama, not in the slasher realm, with It Follows,
Yes.
a grand
Oh, I love
film.
this movie so much.
That,
I even said this is like probably my modern day like favorite horror movie.
oh yeah,
Oh, I fucking love this movie.
good stuff, crazy
I
stuff.
was yeah,
We love.
because I swear I had put this in on the list for season one, and then when we started season one, I looked at my list and I'm like, where the fuck did I do with that movie?
This isn't on here. What?
Yeah, oh yeah, I legit pissed myself off when I went back and I'm like, why is this not? I swear I put it on the list. I had it on season one at one point and took it off for something else, and I don't remember what the something else was.
It'd be like that. There are
It
too many
might have been
movies
Devil. I
we.
think I took it off for Devil, to be honest
Oh,
with you.
that was a good choice.
It was a good movie. But oh my God, I love this movie so much. I have suggest every time somebody's like, I need a good horror movie to watch, that I suggest this movie every single time.
Excellent. Well, then I'm super hyped to sit down with
Have you
it.
seen it?
I have not seen this movie.
Ooh, even
Yes,
better.
this will be a first watch for me.
Even better.
Good. I'm looking
It's so
forward to
good.
it. All I know is it's an allegory for STDs. So
It does have a weird concept, but it works.
that is all I know, but I am here for it. Oh man. All right. Well, with that, we can go ahead and wrap up. You can find us on I assume you're either listening on YouTube or Spotify at Hobbesy Horror on both, I'm sure. If you just search it, it'll come up. Also, any questions, concerns, commentary, insults you'd like to sling our way, you can go ahead and email us at hobsyhorror@gmail.com. Yes, send us emails. We would like to hear from you. And we may even read things on stream or just on, yeah, the
Recording?
words are hard today. Thank you. Yes, we may read them on the recordings. We'll probably read them on the recordings. You can find us on Blue Sky at hobsyhorror.bluesky.social and Twitter X at hobsyhorror, as well as independently. You can find me over on Blue Sky at that Hobbsy at bluesky.social. And I also stream on Twitch, most often on Tuesdays, where you can find me on Twitch at that Hobbsy. RJ, where can we find you?
RJWare89 on the Twitter X machine.
Ayo, all right. Any parting notes?
I can't wait for the next movie.
God, me same. All right. Well, with that, thank you for joining us on this episode. We will see you next episode. Take care. Love you. Bye.